Welcome back to another deep dive where I go over anything and everything FPS related, whether that's Call of Duty, Destiny, X-Defiant, or anything that I'm just kind of interested in and feel like I want to share to you guys. So let's find out what we're diving into now, shall we? You know, if you expected today to be an average Tuesday, well, let me tell you, it's anything but. We have Nadia calling out Call of Duty for their double standards, for the blatant favoritism amongst creators, and seemingly their apparent idiocracy with the game. But why was Nadia the one leading this charge? Oh wait, it's because she feels like she's being blacklisted because she posted pictures like this? Or like this? Maybe like this. And that's odd, but we're gonna have to get back to that because it's no surprise that Season 5 of Call of Duty has been really a love letter to hip-hop. And I ain't mad at that. Not even a little bit in the slightest. But with that said, I have to do something a little unusual in this video. Because instead of filling you guys in like I'm the Philip DeFranco of Call of Duty, I have to turn and ask you guys something. How the actual freak do I unlock this camo in the game? What is this? What is this? How do you get that? What is this? This is so pretty. Now, I came across this while streaming on Kick, and oh, you guys didn't know that I stream on Kick? Oh, wait, what's Kick? Well, if you didn't know, Kick is the fastest growing live stream platform built by creators for creators, and they understand that if they built a platform for creators, that people are going to come. And speaking specifically for me, and I feel like a lot of other people, with me moving over to Kick, I've been able to actually build a community and grow something pretty cool, and earn a little side money by doing something I love, which is playing games and hanging out with my friends. So if that sounds like a good time to you, and you're picking up the energy that I'm putting down, come over to kick.com/Elrod, and I'll see you there after this video. Okay, now I know I can't say that Nadia called out Call of Duty for blacklisting her from Call of Duty events. Not because, well, she's the female Jimbo, but because of the double standard that she can't show a little cheek, but Swag can show his whole ass. Now, Jake and Hunter from the Gamer Update have a full video breaking this down in depth. So if you're really interested in this whole Nadia debacle, I'll link the full video down below. But here's the little snippet of their video.
I noticed when I was getting blackballed, and when I went to that Vandal event, I told, Call of Duty that I noticed it when I kissed Azra specifically, and then after that they really didn't invite me out much, and they told me that's not true, that's not the reason. They said because I wasn't playing Call of Duty, but I was playing Call of Duty back then. I was playing Call of Duty with Chris Brown. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was playing Call of Duty with Chris Brown. So I was playing Call of Duty. So that happened. They were like, okay, well that's when they invited us to the Vandal event, and they're like, that's not true. And then after the Vandal event, I saw a bunch of people getting invited. So I was like, what's going on? I thought you guys would tap me in. And then I want to heavily be involved with MW3. Brief calls, LAN events, pre-drop gameplay, information, everything. I will be doing YouTube videos on Call of Duty MW3. I truly know at heart, big reason I'm being blackballed is because of the fan house / Azure content. I know it's something that is considered a brand risk, even though men can post similar and even more exposed content and not face half the repercussions. The world we live in will never hold men accountable for the same circumstances women are in. All companies do this and have to in order to endure stability. And I understand why the team has dismissed it as a reason, so the company can remain preserved. I'm not writing this to argue why I got blackballed. I'm writing this to reassure I not only want to be involved in MD3, but to ensure my content won't go further than Thanos. My future goal is to travel, do IRL and gaming. The fluidity I have for content, not relying on a single game for my viewership and success, is something that gives me security. I use Thanos as a way to convert my content outside of Call of Duty, which allowed me to be flexible in the content world and gave me another source of income that wasn't just live streaming based. Being a female in a male dominant industry, we have to face many challenges: sexual harassment, more pressure due to being held at higher standards, the men difficulties of being heard, pervasive stereotypes, and much more. Instead of complaining, I did what I've always done, and I used those sexist stereotypes to my advantage. Women get penalized for speaking out or catering to what the male suggestion is. There is no winning in their eyes, so to cope with this double standard, I've always chosen the option that will benefit me. For example, leading to the Call of Duty cheating stuff, leading into the constant sexualization of women. I never fully go towards that realm. I've always just dipped my toes in the water as a gateway for more opportunities to do IRL and gaming. You don't have to respond defending Activision and Call of Duty for the reasoning behind me being blackballed. I really don't want to discuss that man anymore, given it's not the true intent of this message. Again, I just sent this to give you clarity on my future vision with overall content in general. Cheating and fan house were just to alleviate what I really want to do, gaming and IRL, and not in a sexual manner. I hope that you and the team read this and still want to work with me. If not, I truly understand it's business after all.
And I mean, holy freak, is there a lot to unpack here. First off, if it's that easy to get invited to these events, then can this be my formal application to Call of Duty, to Activision, to Rob? Okay, well, we can't confirm it's not that Rob, so maybe that Rob. But I too would like to be filled in on all the Modern Warfare 3 updates and be invited to the events and get filled in on the slides and sit next to Iceman Isaac as well, because I too will create Modern Warfare 3 content. And you don't have to worry about me showing my ass on the timeline. Now, I know with that said, Nadia is young, and I know
she knows how to grow and operate a business because she herself is a business, but maybe not to the one of the scale that is Activision. I don't think you send an email to somebody saying, hey, you don't have to speak for your company, but I understand that you guys are blacklisting me for X, Y, and Z, but I just don't think this is cool. But one, who are you to say what a person can or cannot speak on? I mean, to me, that's just some implied authority in the tone of how she's saying this. It just makes me scratch my head, because unless she's paid like a salary by Activision, they really don't owe her anything. And I feel like the only action that one can take by being invited to some of these events is just being grateful, because there are so many people who are trying to make content around Call of Duty and want the chance to be recognized by the people who create the game, that when you ultimately abandon it because you don't want to have to rely on it for a source of income, you can't be upset when they move on from you because they can't rely on you to be a source of content creation for their game. I mean, I feel like it works both ways. It's a two-way road. And Rob, not that Rob, okay, maybe that Rob, but some Rob over at Activision actually replied to her email and even acknowledged saying, hey, we've spoken about this in the past, even though you don't believe me, no, we don't care that you post bikini pictures, we just care about your COD content. And you're not being invited because of what you're posting elsewhere, it's because of the lack of Call of Duty content you're posting.
Robert's response saying, just to be clear, and put in writing since you don't seem to believe us when we talk, there is no blackballing or what you're doing in those other sites is not a concern. It comes down to content you create around the game and if you're fit for the event. Streaming versus VOD, target numbers, gameplay focus, all of it. I said I understood and I want to be there and I would be posting content. And then I said on August 23rd, I know the invites were sent out. If you guys aren't including me, can you please let me know? I'm being told I'm heard, but the actions of the consistent neglection prove otherwise. Rob said, I'm re-adding Shanice. Not all invites have gone out. The team is still working through it.
And I mean, you know it's bad when the higher ups over at Activision are literally starting the email by saying, just to be clear, since you don't believe me when we talk, that is never a good way to start an email. But if I was to put on my investigative hat, yes, this is my investigative hat, the last COD short Nadia posted on Twitter was this.
This is how casual players shoot. This is how I shoot. This is how the LGBTQ community shoots.
Now, I actually think this is kind of funny because it's like saying gay people can't shoot straight, but that is still poking the woke bear, which Activision has made very, 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 very clear they're afraid of. Because I don't know if we remember the recent controversy of Nick Merck saying, hey, protect the kids, and the debacle that statement made. But with you straight up making fun of them, that's literally poking the woke bear, and Activision is saying we don't want none of that. So, in fact, I think it would be specifically that piece of content that probably got her kicked from the COD events or being invited back to the COD events. And not to mention the headache for HR that this has been for Rob to have to deal with. But if you think this is where Nadia was done, oh, just sit back, kick back, and get a load of this.
And last but not least, my favorite one, like ever, is the fact that, you know, you have FaZe Swag posting a picture of his butt and on it says Raven, okay? And not only is that crazy, but like Raven literally made that their profile picture. So I don't want to hear nothing about double standards and how it doesn't exist, because that's fucking insane. Again, I have nothing against Aiden or any of those guys. I think their content's funny. I don't really care what they post. I'm just pointing out the fact that like it's just the fact that they can do that, and I've never posted nudity. I post a bikini picture and get blackballed. That's just how it is. And you know, I've reached out to them multiple times. They've given me multiple different excuses.
And I know that Nadia says she has nothing against Swag or Aiden. She likes those guys and thinks their content is funny, but that this is a double standard. That Swag can't show his whole ass with the tattoo of Ravensoft. And in fact, they made it their profile picture. But he can do that, but she can't do this. And I know it's not an attack against Swag. This is just the reference she used, so I have to speak on the reference she used. But one, if I remember right, Swag was posting a challenge saying, hey, if Ravensoft did something good to the game, he would get the logo tattooed on their butt, and they did that. So it was like a challenge, and Activision called upon that challenge. So that's not a very fair thing. And two, Swag didn't show any really nudity. I mean, he had boxers on, granted. Were those boxers basically riding and inside of his sphincter? Probably, yes. But he still had clothes on. So if that is nudity to you, then you posting the bikini pictures on Twitter, is that also not nudity? I know you're just calling out all the double standards. I just wanted to make sure that all of the double standards were being called out. And I feel like I have to be missing something here. I feel like there's no accountability on Nadia's end. And for her to understand the route that she took, the the shift away from gaming content, Call of Duty content specifically, because she still says she does gaming content, but the shift away from Call of Duty content, that would have a cause and effect. And when the effect comes around, you can't be mad at it. Or when it does come around, you're not completely thrilled with the outcome of it. There has to be some level of accountability of saying, hey, I've been distracted. I haven't been posting any Call of Duty content, and circling back around to the limited content that she has posted, and limited is being gracious. Poking the woke bear is probably not the thing you want to do, and is more likely going to get you canceled. Pair with being a headache for HR, you're probably going to end up on a bad list of the wrong person over at Activision and never get invited back to those events. But I think this is where we're going to wrap up the video. It was a lot. If you liked it, you found anything interesting at all, or you disagree with me vehemently with every bone in your body, let me know down below. And while you're down there, go ahead, like and subscribe. We are really growing this community into doing some really cool things, and it's being built by people like me and you who like the game and want to know what's happening within Call of Duty and the gaming and streaming space. And granted, this video is much more of a gossip, tea-filled episode, but hey, life's like the box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But with that said, if you're already a part of the crew, share this video with a friend, share this box of chocolate with a friend, and as always, I challenge all of you, make somebody laugh today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.